Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Warframe showcase video. Today we're going to be covering Titania in the showcase, which is one of my OG frames when I started. Actually, the setup I had for her, aside from the melee, was what I would run her with. We're talking about that, but before we get into that part of the video, I just want to say, hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. Hope y'all are getting ready for New Year's. It's gonna be crazy. Towards the end of the video on the live demonstration portion of things, I am gonna talk about like my plans for New Year's. I'm gonna make a separate video for that later on in the week, just to cover that. But for those of you who watch who are interested, I am gonna share some stuff with y'all. And yeah, this is gonna be the last video for the year, and what a better frame to end it on. So yeah. Okay, so right now I'm gonna be using Titania Prime. We're going to go over the stat differences between Titania and Titania Prime. And then we're going to go over her kit. And yeah, you know how it goes. Let's get to it. Where are you at? Oh, right here. Okay, so Titania compared to Titania Prime. Titania her health goes up from 270 to 365. Her shield stays the same at 270. Her armor goes up from 105 to 135. Her energy goes up from 175 to 215, and she has a sprint speed of 1. And those are her stats. And let's get into the abilities. So, to start things out, Titania used to have an interesting passive where this is back then. This is not relevant now, but just saying. She used to have a passive where she would bullet jump 25% higher, and she would leave like a little area where people can bullet jump after, so they can get the same passive or the same bonus. But a while back ago, they changed it to where every time she casts an ability, she will provide health for herself and allies. And the reason for that is because she is gonna be someone you're gonna be wanting spamming abilities with. Not necessarily because she's a spam character, but it's just the way her kit is and the way her second is, which we're gonna go over. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You gotta keep that in mind if you wanna play that kind of supportive role and survive and provide health for your allies and yourself. You gotta be around them and use your abilities. So, anyways, moving on to the first ability. First ability has two uses. It is called Spellbind. Um, when you aim at an enemy and you hit your first at them, you're going to be lifted. I'm not sure if they made them to where they still ragdoll, or if they ragdoll it's not like as much as it used to be. But that is one of her abilities, and obviously if you know, lifted enemies take an increase in damage, so there's that. The second application of the ability, and I'm also, I think this is true if you hit another ally with it. So if you hold it, you provide yourself with Spellbind, which means you're immune from status effects. And I think you have the same ability if you were to tap on an ally and give them that buff, where they become immune to status effects. So just keep that in mind. It has two implications of it. So be sure to use it for crowd control when you need it, and for protection for yourself. Going on her tribute, she has what, like three or four? One, two, three. She has four buffs she can give herself and nearby allies if they're within range. We're gonna go over them here because there are lots to remember. So you got Thorns, which essentially reduces incoming damage. And also, I don't know if this does the same thing, but if melee enemies hit you, they take damage as they get close to you. At least that's how it used to be. Or something like that. If they hit you back, their damage is reflected at them. I don't know if that's still a part, or if that's still part of the kit, or if they changed it to just damage reduction. You got Dust, which basically makes the enemies more less accurate to you, so they'll they won't be able to hit you as easy. You got Full Moon, which um is good for her. Well, I mean, it used to be good for her companions. It gives them a damage buff, health and armor buff. So that's good if you want to run companions. I don't know if that's for you as well. I don't know how far the if the buff applies to yourself as well, but there's that. And then you got Entangle, which slows enemies down by 25%. So there's that. I'm going off base what I remember back then. I know they changed it back. They changed it a while back ago, and I haven't used it in such a long time. But that's what the abilities used to be. If they are what they are now, then um, I guess they've changed it a lot. But from what I remember, Thorns used to be something for um, I think damaging enemies that are close to you or something like that. I know Dust stays the same. I know Full Moon used to be something you'd want to cast for your companions to buff them. And Entangle has always been the same with the speed reduction. So yeah, there's that. Um, Going on to your third ability, this is a really good area denial ability. What you want to do is essentially look at an enemy, cast your third. I think you can have two of these up, and essentially what they do is they become a lantern, right? Enemies are drawn, they are disarmed, and headed towards the other enemy that's under the effect of this ability. And as they're under that effect, they are taking damage from razor wings. And um, and if you hold the ability after some time, you either if the timer runs out or if you manually hold down the third ability, you can detonate them, causing damage. This is a good ability to kind of keep areas on lock, kind of control the enemy for a bit. At low levels, the third ability is really fun because you can blow enemies up. Super cool. And yeah, that's pretty much what that ability does, to be honest. Going into her fourth ability, which is Razor Wing. So she has two exalted weapons. She has her Dex Pixia, and she has her other. I forget what her melee is called, but it's also an exalted weapon. She shrinks into a pixie, and those things around her waist is basically an arc wing. So if you're used to flying an arc wing, that's what's up. You understand how she plays. Upon activating, she'll immediately start going full speed. Um, and her Dex Pixia is really, really strong. You can mod those out. You can mod out the Dex Pixia and you can mod out her melee weapon. On top of that, you can mod her as well, obviously. So you're gonna need a lot of Forma. I do have my builds for it, but yeah, there's that. And that's pretty much what there is on her. If you want to get the most out of her abilities, I highly recommend you mod for strength and for duration. Mainly for her second and well, the duration for her second and the strength for her third, just so they can take increased damage as they're approaching it. But we'll get into it right now. So we're gonna get into the showcase. Know that I have nothing on this. I don't have anything on my Dex Pixia, and I have nothing on my Dewata Prime, which is her melee weapon. So there's that. I don't have any companions or anything. So yeah. Who do we want to bully today? I'm honestly feeling this Orkin battle group. Let's bring them down to level 30. And once again, the showcase is just to show off how she plays out or how her abilities are. At max rank with no mods, and show you later on how she scales when you mod her a certain way. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna show off the first ability over here. So before I even do it, so if you hold it, you cast it on yourself. It is on a 15-second duration, as you can see on the top right, and you make yourself immune to status effects. If I'm not mistaken, you can also cleanse status effects. So that's pretty much what it does. If you use it on enemies, that's what that does. It has a little area effect. It'll ragdoll them. Pretty cool stuff. If you want to get more range on it, you can add some range mods to it to get a bigger area effect. And it tries to keep them locked in place, kind of. And that is under Let me cast it again. I think the same thing. 15-second cooldown. I just know that they are lifted, so they will take increased damage. So if you want, I can showcase that. Let's go right here, chest. It's 20,000. Let's go over here. 11,000. 16,000. 10,000. Now let's do this on these guys in the back. Oh, I guess we hit these guys. 20,000. 5,000. 3,000. 27,000. 96,000. There you go. That's pretty much all it does. I'm gonna go get some energy because this is going to... I'm gonna show you her second ability, which kind of makes her playstyle really not annoying to use, but it's just annoying. You can cycle it through whatever you want. You gotta tap on it to cycle. You start with entangled. I'm gonna make myself invincible, and I'm gonna show you what's up. Make myself invincible. Unpause enemies. So we're gonna start off with thorns. Hit these guys. You only get it when you pass through it. It is on a good duration. I guess it just reduces damage. Because I used to be able to damage them, but I guess that's what it does now. I'm going on to dust. Hit this guy. Now they're gonna be more inaccurate towards me. If you miss and I'm just... Yeah, you see. Going on to full moon. Just to double check if it's not like... It's supposed to buff health and armor and damage, right? So let's see over here. 20,000. I'm gonna hit him. Get it. Yeah, I think it's still for your companions. So I'm not noticing an increase in damage on my end. And then going to entangled, you can watch him moving away. Get that. I go here. See, now they're moving slower. All of these can scale with, if I'm not mistaken, strength mods as well. And they'll have a good duration. You just gotta manage your cooldowns if you wanna have them all up. Or you can just go with whatever you need. Yeah, that's pretty much what that is. I guess dust still works the same way. Entangled works the same way. Thorns, they did make it just damage reduction, and I believe full moon is for your companions, so just keep that in mind. This benefits your companions, but it also affects your fourth ability, which we're going to showcase here in a bit. Let me just resimulate the guys. If I am wrong, feel free to correct me, because I haven't used Titania in a long minute. So yeah, I'm going to unpause them to showcase what's up. Alright, so I'm going to hit this guy. So he's under the effects of Lantern. As you can see, they're drawn to him. They're technically disarmed, and the razor wings that are floating around are causing damage to enemies around him. And then once the duration runs out, we got like 7 seconds more, 5. You're gonna see that it's gonna explode, and it's gonna do damage. And yeah, there's that. And then you can also manually detonate it. There you go. And that's pretty much how that works. And then spawn them again. I'm gonna pause them, and I'm gonna show you her fourth ability, which is really fun. The only thing I have to say against Titania is I hate that her second ability makes you spam it a lot. And I hate that when you go into your fourth, you start off full speed. I'd rather start off like if you're not sprinting, and then go into full speed when I'm ready. But yeah, so I'm gonna go up, cast my fourth, I shrink, and there you go. And I have 6 razor wings that are out attacking. as you can see right there. And if I wanted to attack, I can do that. Right now she seems weak, but I'm telling you, when you mod her out really good, it's freaking insane. And the best part is you can still use your abilities while you're here. And yeah. And she can blink also, so really fun Warframe. Okay, now we got that out of the way. We're gonna go into modding her. Let me just do this. Oh, still has a buff. Okay, whatever. Okay, so before we get into it, I'm gonna say, like I say in every video, I'm doing this to showcase the Warframe. And the mod setup that I'm gonna go for here is gonna be meant for either if you're picking up Titania for the first time, if you are either a new player or you are midway through and you're trying to learn how to mod. So I'm not gonna use anything like late game, end game type stuff. I'm just gonna be using prime mods, which if you're a beginner and you don't have, keep your Alpha Browketeer. He comes up once every couple weeks. I'm gonna be using corrupted mods, which are easy to get, especially if you're a new player. You just join a clan, build a corrupted hollow key, corrupt one of the 4 hollow keys, and join a squad and farm the corrupted vaults. And I'm going to use set mods, which are easily farmable in Cetus, Deimos, and Fortuna, okay? Anything late game, I'm not going to use. I will showcase those in the live demonstration. Right now, this is just to kind of give you an idea of how you want to mod her, right? So, starting off with the aura. By the way, if you don't know where to get auras, you can keep your eye out for an aura's Nightwave. She does have some in her cred shop that rotate every week. If not, you can get some out in the wild while you're out there like farming, but you have to know where to look and what enemies to kill to get some, so just keep that in mind. So in this one, because I know we're going to be using a lot of the secondary with her... Is it secondary? Let me double check something. Yeah, because we're going to be using her Dex Pixie a lot, I am going to mod for that. So I'm assuming this is going to help out and give it Pistol Amp for her secondary. And then from there, putting myself in the mindset of a new player, we're gonna want to mod for strength and duration. So I'm gonna throw on Flow because she is gonna need a lot of energy. I'm gonna throw on Vigor for the survivability, which covers health and shields. I'm gonna throw on, where is it at? Continuity. Oh god. I'm gonna throw on continuity for the duration. What else can we do? And throw on Augur. No, I don't want to do that. Throw on Augur Seekers for some more strength. And throw on some Intensify for some strength. And then... Oh. Oh. I forgot how to mod for a sec. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to do that. Let's see, what else can we do? So we have duration. We can slap on a little bit of range over there, so we'll throw some stretch. Where are you at? Throw on some stretch. And she is a little bit intensive on the energy consumption. So a little bit of efficiency will help her out. And then, to cover that last mod, you can either throw in, maybe if you want to lean in more on the strength, you don't need a lot of duration, you can throw on Transient Fortitude, which will leave you looking like that. The Streamline, you don't necessarily need it. That's if you're constantly spamming your abilities. It'll help out a bit. It'll make the energy consumption a lot less from what it is. and it'll make the energy drain from certain channeled abilities a lot less. So there's if you want to run that. And that's pretty much what we're looking at here with the beginner slash intermediate stuff. Once again, auger secrets, you can farm these in the bounties and Cetus. So the auger set you can do that. We're running stretch for range, streamline for efficiency, continuity or prime continuity for duration, flow or prime flow for energy max, intensify for strength or any other strength mods you want to have, transient fortitude for more strength and a little bit of the duration, and then we're having vigor for our survivability, which covers shield capacity and health. So there's that. On top of that, we're using pistol amp to buff. Well, in my head, I don't know if it works. Buff the pistols. All right. So we got that set up, and we're gonna mod over the Dexpizia Prime. Um, you don't necessarily have to follow what I'm gonna do. You can mod your own way, but this is just an example, right? Same thing goes here. I'm gonna run just base stuff. I'm not gonna run anything like endgame, like the galvanized mods and stuff. So looking at the stats, we have good status, crit, good crit damage, but we're gonna mainly mod for status. So I'm gonna throw on some. Where are you at? Throw on Hornet Strike for the damage. I'm gonna throw on Lethal Torrent for the fire rate and multi-shot. Barrel Diffusion for multi-shot. Um. Hmm. What else can we do here? Hmm. Give me one. I'm trying to see like a good mod. Hmm. I'll throw this on. Why not? Right on there, just cause. And then to cover the status portion of it, oh, I'll throw the Auger Pact. This is also another mod so you can farm on Cetus for more damage. And then what are we dealing? We're dealing a lot of slash damage, so I'm gonna throw on some viral on there. So I'm gonna throw on Pistol Pestilence, which these mods, these dual step mods, you can farm off nightmare missions. You unlock nightmare missions by fully completed the planet, so you can do that. Pistol Pestilence, add Frostbite. And then for the last one, the D polarity, we can throw on some Sure Shot for increased status chance. And that's kind of what you're gonna run. That's kind of what you're gonna want to run to start off with. If you want to see like my build of this, it's a lot stronger. I'm running this. I could go more on the status, but I do want to deal some crit chance on mine, so that's what I'm running for. But this is what you want to use. And then to mod the Dewata Prime, I do have mine right here, which is not complete, but this is going to be for y'all. Looking at this, this is a crit weapon compared to the Dex Pixia, so we're going to go with crit based, so we're going to add Prime Pressure Point. Pressure Point if you don't have it. Throw on some Gladiator Might for the crit damage. Throw on Organ Shatter for crit damage. Throw on True Steel for the crit chance. I'll throw this up here just cause. And in this one we're dealing what? We're dealing puncture damage, so that's good for crit as well. It's back here. Trying to look for something interesting. Yeah, we can do this. And then I'm gonna throw in some dual stat mods. What pairs with cold? Because we want to have cold separately just because. Oh. Yeah, I want to be able to proc cold separately because cold increases crit damage, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, crit damage, and then puncture has a status where it increases crit chance. So I want to keep that so we can use something like does this work? Nice. Yeah, we can do something like that. If you're sort of like endgame stuff, no, not endgame. Yeah, that's kind of what you want to run. Just to cover the elemental stuff and increase the status chance while you're at it. And my thought process behind this is just to, since we're gonna be procking a lot of puncture, we can use the cold combined with the puncture and the radiation for some crowd control. So that's what we're gonna run. We're gonna test it off, and I'm gonna show y'all how she plays now. So we're gonna increase the level to 60. Confirm. Simulate. Oop, let me go get some energy. So energy is up to 754. Okay, so now same spot, looking at that guy. Oh, you know what? I'll do this guy right here. Using my first. I should be able to get more of them up. There you go. See? Covered a huge area from here. So the increase in range helps out along with the increase in duration. Brew. Okay, so second abilities, just to kind of get them out of the way. What is this? That's full moon. That's for the companions. Entangles for speed. Thorns is damage reduction. Dust is that. There you go. They're on almost 3-minute cooldowns, so they have a duration of like 2 minutes. And if friendlies are close to you, they get the buffs as well. So it's good to kind of have these up whenever you have them. You just have to really cycle through them. And it's just honestly, for the second ability, I highly recommend just using them according to whatever you need at the moment. You don't have to have them all up because it's just going to cost a lot of energy. So there's that. Going on to the third ability. So right here, I won't pause them. Why not? Alright, I'm gonna make myself invincible. Yeah, there's that. Okay, showcasing. I'm gonna hit this guy with my third ability. Oh, where's someone else? You hit my third ability. So now enemies at further range are being drawn to it, and they're getting dealt with more damage. As you can see, the Razor Wings are doing more damage as well. And if I want to set it off, there's that. He's on this guy. And if you want to set it off, there you go. You get the idea of that. It's really good for locking down areas. Now to show you the increase in power in her fourth ability, which I should have freaking do that, do this, do that, bruh. Alright. Fourth ability goes up. This is how she shoots now, and this is the damage she deals. Once again, this is just for beginners. It's not meant... like, if you're picking her up, this is an idea of what you want to go for. This is made with beginners in mind, so just keep that in mind. And then I'm going to spawn them again, and I'm going to show you the damage to her... the damage with her melee weapon. Yeah, she does try and lock onto people she's looking at with a melee, but she does do a lot of damage, which is good if you want to run like capture missions and stuff. And yeah, that's all there is to her. This is gonna be this part of the showcase, so if you all made it this far, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Titania. Past this point, I'm going to start the live demonstration. I am going to talk about stuff with New Year's, 2026, regarding Warframe and what other plans I have going on. And then I'm going to call it there, right? So I'm going to give you all a chance to click off if you want. Like I said, before you do, feel free to leave a like, comment. Let me know what you think about Titania. And once again, feel free to subscribe. If you choose to stay past this point, welcome. Give me 1 second. Alright, for those of you who stayed, welcome back. I am here. I'm gonna go over what it is I'm running with Titania. On my end, the stuff that I have built. Running with... Why am I running with that? Huh? Well, you can tell I haven't used it in a while. Let me switch that real quick. Yeah, so basically I'm running this pistol and for the aura, power drift for strength, augur reach for range, augur message for duration, Mars hatred for armor and strength, umbral vitality for health, and just mainly just to benefit the umbral intensify for strength. I'm running transient fortitude for more strength, flow for energy, prime continuity for duration. This is what our stats are looking like right now. I'm running most augmented for additional strength, and then I'm running multi-efficiency for more duration. So that's what we're running with here, and we are gonna do something. It's a weird thing. We are going to do something simple, because I don't want to take too much of your time. We'll do these, honestly. Yeah, we'll do this. Y'all are gonna see how I'm gonna play, but I'm not gonna talk about the playstyle. I usually just want to showcase the synergies, but what I do want to talk about is New Year's, you know. With the New Year coming up, I hope y'all are safe. I hope y'all drink responsibly if you're not while drinking, and I hope I hope y'all have fun. Now 2025 has been kind of a shit show for everyone. And believe me, although it might feel like your world is ending, everyone's going through similar things. Oh god. And it's just gotta hope I'm making next year a better year. And leave all the stuff that happened this year away, because this year has been full of shit. Not gonna lie. Oh my god.
long as the enemy is here, this tower is useless to us.
I freaking love this. Um, and yeah, as far as what I got planned for the channel, I'm gonna keep up with the Warframe Showcase updates. I do love doing this. The whole point of me doing this is to help teach new players or people who are interested in certain frames. Kind of showcase them in a better light. And the reason I do this too, even though some of my videos may not seem that good or sometimes I may miss some things, is because I've been playing this game for so long. I've been playing it since been playing it since the Silver Grove quest came out, Queen. I think this quest for me, this update was out and then 3 weeks was the War Within, or it might have been the other way around. So I do remember seeing the War Within and all that stuff, and I remember seeing the Silver Grove. I just don't remember what order they're in. I think it was the Silver Grove, then the War Within. But I do remember playing within that time frame. And I feel like with the amount of time I have played in this game, I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to pass down. Especially as it pertains to Warframes. I know there's a lot of Warframes and he's going to keep adding Warframes. And I just want to be able to offer some knowledge for the people who are interested in picking up certain Warframes. You are so annoying. Gotta reload. I love how fast it shoots. Anyways, yeah, that's the whole point of me doing this. I do love Warframe. I love the developers. They have definitely earned my trust. And I do want to say one thing that I've been wanting to make like a TikTok on. I am glad to see that Warframe is getting the recognition that we've wanted it to give it for such a long time. Because this is a very good game. These developers are really good. They love the game. They play it. Our freaking developers are also degenerates, which is freaking hilarious. And I love them for it. I love Rebecca and the team. I love what they've done with this. I'm glad to see the game getting the recognition that it's been deserved, that is deserved for so many years, you know. And I do plan to do more stuff with Warframe, but I think the showcase is kind of what I want to start with first. What's the showcase and covering certain quests. By the way, if you haven't checked out my haven't seen my what? If you haven't seen my old piece live stream, highly recommend you check it out. It is worth it because that's a really good quest, and I haven't reacted like that to a quest since the second dream. Like the area that's peak, I do have a timestamp on when it all starts and when it ends. When peak happens, my reaction is, I haven't had a reaction like that to Warframe in a while. I freaking love it. And I think it'd be an interesting watch. If you're interested, no worries. And what else? As far as new content to come, I know I've been kind of stagnant on uploads for other games. I know Battlefield is like my main thing, and I do want to cover it, but I'm gonna make a separate video talking about what's been going on, and I'm gonna talk about what are my plans with that, and I'm gonna talk about where I'm at with the game, give feedback because I think Battlefield is in need of some feedback. I'm gonna get back into War Thunder. I plan to. I've been wanting to. I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it, just because my controller has like really bad stick drift, and it's gonna make driving a tank or flying like really hard. And then what else do I plan to do? Might get back into Apex. It's been kind of like calling my name. I don't know why. It's just been a thing. Oh god. What else? Let's see, War Thunder, Battlefields. I'm debating on getting back into Apex. If I do, man, I don't know what kind of content I want to see from there. If I choose to go through with the content, although I've never been good at making content for battle royales like that. And yeah, I'm super excited for that. Battlefield, like I said, I'm gonna go through with a lot of. I've been cooking up some stuff like guides and shit, or tip videos, because people freaking need the help in Battlefield. I don't know why. People are like really like dumb. I'm not trying to insult the community. Really, I'm not. It's just like, if you're a Battlefield player, and I said this once, I'll say it again. Battlefield is the reason why I got into Warframe. You know, some people are just dumb. It's dumb, like they don't know what's going on, and I just want to help them out, you know. Oh my god. And yeah, I have a lot of exciting stuff. We didn't hit 100 subscribers by the end of this year, but we honestly, we're on track to hit it next year for sure. Whoa. What the hell? I do have something special that I have planned for when we hit that. What else? Yeah, just excited to see how far the channel grows. I do plan to upload more. I've just been going through a lot these past few months, and it's been affecting my upload schedule. Once things start stabilizing out, definitely be more consistent with the uploads. And I plan to as well, because I really want to hit 100 subscribers. And I want to improve the content that I make too, so I'm gonna focus on editing, making better thumbnails and stuff. Definitely gonna build those skills up, because there's some things that I'm limited, that like I want to do but I can't because of my editing skills, or the stuff that I'm limited with here on the PS5, because I use what is it called? The PlayStation Studio or something like that. So yeah, I have a lot of things planned for next year. And I do plan to be more consistent with my uploads. So yeah, hope y'all stick around to see that. If you are interested in what I got cooking up, feel free to subscribe. 100%. I think I'm gonna start being more consistent with the Battlefield updates, or Battlefield videos come season 2. But I do plan on making a video as to why. Especially because it's a fun game. Don't get me wrong. It's just. I'm kind of getting bored of the maps and how the game plays and stuff, but that's for a Battlefield video. That'll probably be up, what's today, Monday? Probably try and have it up by Wednesday, if latest Thursday, if anything. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, definitely consider subscribing, because you are able to put up with me for, how many was it? 40 minutes. And yeah. And let me know what you think about Titania. Let me know what you have planned for your New Year's. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Do you have any things y'all want to accomplish? Any things you want to do? What are you hoping for 26? Do you believe it's going to... Really? Do you believe it's going to be your year? Or did 2025 traumatize you like it traumatized the rest of us? Let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely going to be in there replying when I can. And I will catch you all next time. So, peace. Love y'all. Happy New Year, by the way.